spotters each outside. Once aboard your safari transport, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet and legs inside, and remember to watch your children.
Come on, Jakey, the bus is here.
The bus is here, Jake.
The bus is here, Jakey.
Enjoy your adventure at Kilimanjaro Safaris.
All the way to the end, Zozo. No, no. Animals might come say hi to you.
From the reserve board, and so we're diving right in. We're going to begin our journey in the Little Ituri Forest. The animals in the forest do use camouflage as their primary form of defense. They're really good at hiding. Very quiet, very stealthy animals. But I do see a couple ahead of us, so we're going to have a pretty good luck.
Oh, look at this one, Zoe, over here.
There's even one
Over
over
here.
on the right for my expert animal spotters. If you see the animal with the striped pants on, it's an okapi. I'll
Over
try
there,
to get
too.
a better view. But on our left are a couple of the antelope.
They're antelope. See the antelope? Over here, Zoe, look, antelope.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually,
Antelope over here.
So much we call them the
That orc.
And a little like tan antelope. They're called greater kudu. They have big scooped ears to help them listen to different animals, navigate their surroundings with sound. And then we have a little bit better view of that okapi. So straight across on your
Okapi.
right-hand
Zoe
side
saw
is
the
a brown
okapi.
animal with the zebra pants. Well, they're not related to zebras, they're just big fans.
No.
Actually, the only relative of the giraffe. We know they're related to giraffes because of their long necks, their skull structures, the ossicones on their heads, their super long prehensile tongues, their finger-like tongues, to help them grab onto foliage.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I save you, baby.
Tongues are actually long enough they can also lick their own eyeballs and the insides of their own ears. It's kind of gross, but pretty cool.
Okay, I will save you, baby. You see anything?
Not seeing a ton of activators there. It's just a couple of footprints in the nature. Looks like there's a big black and white bird on our right hand side called the savanna.
A stork.
5 feet tall and about 9 foot wingspan.
Stork.
Long legs, very
Hi, storks. They're like
Speaking
insects.
of water, we're going to make our way closer towards the Saki River and see what aquatic and semi-aquatic animals we can find as well. And of course, if you want to help out animals living in the forest, if there's an animal discourse or an animal in a different course around the world, we can do that by helping to protect trees and reduce how much wood and paper we're using, reuse it as much as possible. Need a shop secondhand or swap out for sustainable materials like bamboo. Bamboo is actually grass, so it can be grown and harvested and replanted and regrown.
Watch, Zoe, look. Keep looking. Look.
We did make it to the river, so you see all the big white and gray birds. They're called pink-backed pelicans. They get their name because they do have an adorable pink blush on their backs, right under their wings. It's gonna show up during mating season. They'll be lucky enough to take turns watching their eggs for about 30 days until it's time for them to hatch. Of course, as we do continue along, I am keeping a close eye on all the water, just in case there's any shadows, bubbles, or movements down there.
Oh, there's bubbles there.
So there's a hippopotamus right between the islands. A couple of them down there.
Oh,
Hippopotamus
I'll
are
show you, Zoe.
nocturnal, so they do this when they're sleeping. They like to sleep underwater so they don't get as hot. They can hold their breath for about 8 minutes at a time. Every 8 minutes they come up for air automatically. That means they don't even have to wake up.
alligator.
And also under the same boat are some Nile crocodiles.
Crocodiles.
Actually, not any species of alligators that live in Africa. But the Nile crocodile is the biggest crocodilian that lives out here. They reach about 16 feet in length and about 500 pounds. But even though they're quite large, they don't eat as much as you would think.
Waterfall.
They're opportunistic eaters. That means that instead of going out hunting, they like to stay behind and wait for them food to come to them, kind of delivery style. Typically, they're going to eat about
the
Or
jungle.
just be mindful
Here comes some
of those
animals.
Keep all those waterways nice and clean for them and all of the other animals that live there as well.
It looks like some antelope. Yeah.
Actually, lots of grass. Since there are less places for animals to hide and they're not allowed out here. They do rely a lot more on colors, patterns, stripes, and splotches to help them.
Antelope?
First animal I see over here on our right, these are springboks.
Oh.
A very small species of antelope, only about 3 feet tall.
I'm taking a picture of
They
them.
walk 6 feet up and 13 feet forward in a single leap. They are incredibly athletic animals.
Stay close, Zoe.
A lot of sports teams in South Africa will actually use them as their mascots because of how athletic they are. But we'll keep making our way around. We're going to make a big S curve all the way around the savannah, see how many different animals we can find out here. So on the left, I see some African painted dogs. There's some just to the right of the cave.
Oh,
at least
we
one
see
in
those.
The cave, a couple by the water.
Stay close, Zoe.
Actually,
Look,
not
there's some
related
dogs
to
here.
hyenas at all. They're closer relatives of the canines that we
Okay.
keep as pets. But the African painted dog is the most successful predator in all of Africa. That's because they are very, very intelligent animals. They learn each other's strengths and weaknesses. And make individualized game plans or strategies for their hunts. But every single pack of painted dogs does hunt
No,
a
we're
little bit
okay.
differently. That's just because
There's
they
gonna be
have
lots of animals on her side.
Even when they're
Zoe.
out hunting, those painted dogs will continue. They do have pretty successful techniques to help out with them.
Well, let me see. Yeah, they're gonna be so close to you, Zozo.
Help them blend in the shadows from the tree canopies. That's really
Oh, we
important
got
for
one
them
that
because they do
way.
spend about 16 to 20 hours a day, every single day, eating leaves off of trees.
Zoe, look, this one's coming. This one's coming to say hi.
Like there is a giraffe coming in. We're on our left-hand side.
That's so
Pretty good view we were able to get.
Oh, that's okay. The camera stays here. Stays here.
They're not fighting.
No,
They're getting ready
stays
to go on
here.
a date.
No, Zoe. Oh gosh.
We're
Good
gonna go to
job.
the clay pits
Okay, mommy's turn.
right around the corner.
You have to hold it like this. Your hands are covering the camera, you silly goose.
Red clay is full of vitamins.
Good
and
job,
minerals.
Zoe.
Can be used by herbivores.
Okay, Zoe, we have to put it away because there's water here.
Looks like there is an African
Elephant.
right there. We're gonna get slightly better view just up ahead, so we're gonna keep making our way around.
Hey, Zoe, mommy
The
needs her
African
phone.
elephant is the largest of the elephant species. They do also have the biggest ears, proportionally speaking.
Oh yeah, because we don't want to drop it, Zoe.
There we go.
Thank you.
Here on the right.
Look, there's a picture. Here, hold this. Find it. Good job.
When they fan themselves with their ears, they can actually reduce their internal body temperature by up to 15 degrees.
Wow.
So
Say
many blood
bye.
vessels in their ears. It does cool them off rather quickly. It also acts like just a big fan. Really helpful in the summer months. They also do, of course, use their ears for communication. And they can use it for nonverbal communication, like we would use our hands or our facial expressions. They also use
Yeah, we're going on a bridge.
verbal communication, just like we use our own ears to listen to each other.
I really hope I
They
recorded
do have very
the giraffe. I don't know if I was
they
supposed to
can hear each other
record.
from several miles away. We just didn't know that for a while because we can't hear those elephants. We of course do hear certain sounds that they make, like the trumpet. You can even hear them mimic other animals like dogs or monkeys or car alarms even. But their typical everyday talking voice is so deep and so low frequency that the human ear physically can't pick up on those sounds. So for a while we just didn't know they were talking until we used some scientific equipment. We watched some sound waves, figured out they talk all day long. found ways to different behaviors.
More elephants.
Like decoding a secret language to try to learn more.
No, they're gonna come to your side.
So I think it's pretty
Watch,
cool.
you're gonna
So if
see,
anyone
there are more
wants to go up
elephants.
and try to study elephant sounds, I think you should. It looks like there are a few running really fast, just like they were wearing.
Oh, lion sleeping. A sleeping lion.
Speaking of big cats, I do see a lion. We're gonna move it around just a little bit to try to get a little bit
Right
of
there,
a
he's sleeping. Jaden, sit down.
But they are nocturnal. So they do sleep about 18 to 20 hours a day, every single day.
See, it's sleeping on the rock.
See a lioness back there as well. They're gonna hunt at nighttime. They can see 6 times better at night than we can. So they do have quite the visual advantage. Usually it's the lionesses that do all of the hunting, and the males stay behind to guard their cubs' territory. You're right, there's something on the right too. That's a water buck. They have really cute little heart-shaped
see the
noses
water
with
buck
white circles
butt.
on their backsides. Water buck get their name because they typically don't migrate too much. They like to find permanent watering holes and stay nice and close to them.
Goodbye,
They got their name there because of that love of water. They'll drink water a couple times a day, unlike most other antelope species. But something cool about those water bucks is that because they are living near water, there's typically a lot more vegetation. So they do have a white circle on their backsides that help them track each other so they can walk in a single file line. And through the bushes on your left, there's some warthogs back there.
I don't know.
Warthogs are known for their curved tusk and dig up fruits, veggies, worms, and insects.
Pumbaa.
Can also dig up burrows.
Pumbaa.
They like to back into their burrows and use those to help stay safe for predators as well. We're going to start making our way back, heading back toward the Warden's Post. Should be just around the corner here.
Are they eggs?
The Warden is currently raising some Nigerian dwarf goats. We're going to go check out all of our goats too.
It's okay.
We're raising them because they're a dairy goat, so they do have a
I'll
very
show you
high
after.
quality milk.
I'm still recording.
It's excellent for drinking and for making
I didn't see the blue jay either.
I'm a big fan of cheese, so I'm a big fan of our Nigerian
I didn't
dwarf
see it
goats.
either. Mommy saw it.
It looks like they're starting to get up and a little bit more active again now that the rain has stopped.
There's goats.
You can see some hanging out in and around the truck.
The goat's in the car. He's silly. The goat's trying to drive.
And since they help us out so much nutritionally,
Yeah,
we want to
they're
help
not
out our
supposed
goats
to
by
drive.
giving them habitat to give them food, water, and shelter.
Little mini waterfall.
Lots and lots of research before you bring any animal home, making sure you choose those animals wisely. So they do also get places to run and climb, daily enrichment activities to encourage their natural behaviors. They have nutritionists and veterinarians. They even get temperature controlled barns if it's too hot or too cold. Everything the goat can ever want your need to be a happy, healthy goat. They get it, and that makes us very happy, healthy people as well. We're going to start making our way back. We're heading back toward the village of Harambe, where you guys boarded the safari. I didn't mention it on the way in, but Harambe is Swahili, means come together. So just like we came together on our safari today, let's all to Harambe and come together for
Waterfall. Oh, we're driving through the water.
We did talk about a lot of ways to protect wildlife and wild places all around the world. One of my favorite things to do is just learning more. Like to learn all about the animals that live near me, or my favorites to learn.
Yeah, we're getting out soon.
And then I like to learn about the scientists and conservation organizations that help to protect them. A lot of times there's some projects we can get involved
I don't
with to help
know.
them out. But even if there's not a project I can help with, I can still spread the word. So more people that know.
Saddle storks get their name from the yellow saddle shape that you can see right on top of their bill. And they stand at 5 feet tall, fully grown, with a wingspan of 9 feet wide. Males and females are identical. We can differentiate them based on eye color. Females have yellow eyes and males have brown eyes.
We have to help you find all the animals because she didn't go on this already. How would you find them?
this area. Saw some hippos.
And then a little further back on the left-hand side, you see those two groups of bushes. Look right in between them. You might be able to see some lighter brown animals back there. They don't have any horns on their head. Those are greater kudu. Greater kudu are one of the largest of the African forest antelopes. They are 6 feet tall when they're fully grown. And we'll next be headed towards the Safi River. In just a second, we'll be passing the river on our left and right hand side. I recommend keeping your eyes on the edge of the water as well as below the water. And hopefully you'll be able to see a few different species of semi-aquatic animals. Starting off first on the right-hand side, there's a group of white birds. Those are pink-backed pelicans. They do get their name from the pink skin on their backs and underneath their wings. That pink skin will get brighter during their mating season. They are a species of colonial nesting birds as well. This means that they nest in very large numbers. Usually groups of about 1,000 pink-backed pelicans will spend their nesting season together.
No, you don't see the hippos right now.
And it looks like a little further over on the left-hand side, you might be able to see.
Oh yeah, they're right there. Oh, there's one out.
Oh my gosh. Just make sure that we have little ones fully seated, please.
Let her sit.
Nile hippos are a semi-aquatic species, so they will spend time both in and out of the water. Despite how much time they spend below the water, they're not the strongest swimmers. Their bodies don't really have those skills. Instead, hippos prefer to walk or run along the bottom of any water that they're in.
Alligators.
And further back on the left-hand side as well, we'll be headed past the first predator on our safari this afternoon. Those are the Nile crocodiles.
Oh, crocodile.
The Nile crocodile can grow to be between 16 to 20 feet long and weigh up to 500 pounds when fully grown. They are an ambush and an opportunistic predator. They are able to eat half of their body weight in one sitting. So about 250 pounds of food in one go. That does reduce their need to eat daily. They only need to eat about once every 2 weeks, and that is enough for them to keep their bodies full. And we'll next be slowly making our way down towards the very open grassland of the savannah. The savannah is the largest part
if you're
of the
gonna sit
reserve,
there,
so we'll be spending the rest of our time
bum.
together this evening out here. Once you do make it to the bottom of the hill, some animals will look as if they are a little further away, but hang tight. A lot of these animals in the savannah do have very limited viewing windows. So if I'm not talking about an animal, that just means I will be talking about it a little later. So hang tight, and I'll do my very best to make sure we're able to get as close as possible to each of these different species. Looks like the animal that's going to be closest to us starting off in the savannah is on the right-hand side. They are dark brown. There's going to be 2 of them. They have some pretty large horns on top of their head. Those are Ankole cattle. Ankole cattle have horns that can grow to be between 3 to 4 feet long each. So from tip to tip, there is 6 to 8 feet of horns on their head. Within their horns, they have a honeycomb-like structure made out of their blood vessels. As their body temperatures increase, Ankole cattle will filter blood up into their horns and then back down into their bodies. This does allow them to better regulate blood circulation and cool themselves down. Over the left-hand side, looks like they're up on top of their den, a little bit more active. These are African painted dogs. African painted dogs are one of the most successful predators in Africa. They do have a very high success rate of about 90%. The success rate comes from their ability to work together as a pack, led by one alpha male and one alpha female. Painted dogs will chase after their prey until their prey drops from exhaustion. When they do successfully take their prey down, the weakest members of their pack eat first, and the strongest members eat last. Further back on the left-hand side, there's a darker brown animal with some slim horns. It is a sable antelope. Sable antelope horns are slim but sturdy and angled backwards to a very sharp point. The sharp point of their horns does allow them to deflect potential predators throughout the savannah, like the lion, from jumping onto their back and attacking them. Also gonna be
Is that the one from the
black and white
documentary?
striped animals. These are Hartman's mountain zebras. As their name suggests, Hartman's mountain zebras do prefer to spend time within higher elevated mountain plains. They've adapted to have a smaller and more compacted hoof structure compared to the other zebra species. The smaller structure of their hoof allows them to successfully climb up towards those higher elevated mountain plains. And a group of zebras, just like the five we did see on the left-hand side, is known as a dazzle. And it does look like we are getting closer to some lighter gray animals. These are wildebeest. Wildebeest are a migratory species of antelope. They migrate every year in a very large group that can reach upwards of 1.5 million. A wildebeest migration is a very large circle. That circle is anywhere between 500 to 1,000 miles in circumference. And because wildebeest do migrate in a circle, their migrations will begin and end within the same general area. Then a little further back on the right-hand side, there's a few lighter brown animals. Those are springbok. Springbok are the smallest of the antelope species, standing at only 3 feet tall when fully grown. They don't let that small height deter them. They do have the ability to run at speeds up to 60 miles per hour. That makes them one of the top 10 fastest animals in the world. Springbok are also able to jump about 6 feet into the air.
Zoe, what do you see here?
Forward.
On
They
that
will jump
side.
repetitively when they're excited, and that is a behavior known as croaking. Over on the left-hand side, there's quite a few taller spotted animals. Those are Maasai giraffe. Able to tell that those are Maasai giraffe because of the rougher edging on the outside of their spotting
One
pattern.
got really close to
Their
us
spots
last
are
time.
not as neatly defined as other giraffe species. They'll stand between 18 to
that?
20 feet tall, making them the tallest
Yeah,
of the
that
giraffe
was very
species
close.
and also the tallest animals in the world. Very similar to their relative the okapi that we did see a little earlier, giraffes do have a prehensile tongue. Fully grown, a giraffe's tongue is about 18 inches long. They will use their tongues to grasp, pull, and strip food down from taller structures in their environment. And it does look like over on the left-hand side, we might be able to see the African elephant.
We saw 3 of them. Oh, right there's
Very
one.
similar to us as humans, and we have the ability to be left or right hand dominant. Elephants are able to be left or right tusk dominant. So if you do ever notice an elephant might have one tusk that seems slightly shorter than another, that is completely normal. The shorter tusk is just the indicator on which tusk is their dominant tusk. So they rely on that one more throughout their entire life for activities. We will be headed around the greater flamingos. Greater flamingos are the largest of the flamingo species, standing at 5 feet tall when fully grown. Flamingos are born light gray. They're not born pink. The pink coloration of their feathers develops from their diet of brine shrimp, which is rich in the mineral beta-carotene. As flamingos mature, their feathers will develop to turn more pink. And a group of flamingos is also known as a flamboyant. And we will be making our way just a little further into the savannah.
More
So we'll be
elephants
heading
way
to
out
the
there.
more species of animals just a little further ahead.
Oh, there's one standing way down there. Oh, there's two.
A little further back on that left-hand side, you might be able to see the cheetahs. Cheetahs are the fastest of the land mammals. They can run at speeds up to 70 miles per hour.
Oh, there's another one over there.
They do have the ability to run 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It takes cheetahs a very small number of strides. As cheetahs run, they can use their tails just like a rudder on a boat that allows them to change their direction. They are diurnal predators, meaning that they're more active during the day when the sun is out to help them with their visibility. Cheetahs do hunt together as a group, also known as a coalition. When a coalition hunts, only one cheetah will chase after their prey at a time because cheetahs are built for speed, not for endurance. They can only maintain their high speeds for the length of about 2 football fields, and then their bodies will tire out. Over on the left-hand side, it looks like we are going to be headed past a nocturnal predator, though. Those are both the male and female lion. And then on the right-hand side, those 3 lighter brown animals are water buck. Water buck are a non-migratory species of antelope. They are able to mark their territory both in and around a permanent source of water using a greasy and stinky oil that is secreted from their skin. The greasiness of the oil can make their fur what is essentially waterproof, and the stench allows them to mark their territory and identify members of their group. Lions are nocturnal predators, so they do spend between 16 to 20 hours of their day resting in order to be more active at night. Females are responsible for most of the hunting during the night, and males will usually stay home and do their best to keep their pride and territory protected. Lions have an eyesight that is very similar to ours during the day. In the night, they can see about 6 times better than we can. We can differentiate male and female lions by the manes on the outside of their head. Manes are on the male's head, works very similar to a helmet or a cushion. That hair protects them from potential harm or damage. And lions are very loud when they vocalize. You can hear